Hello. As you might see, you are joining me today in a working turbocharged K24 E36. As you would have seen already before, the dyno went well. We're not making big power, but very low boost, and just running the car in. Eventually we'll probably go with ethanol so we can run more boost and get more power. But for now, the car's running. It's very noisy and creaky and hot because my driver's side window mechanism decided to stop working, or pause. So, well, it kind of works, but it puts the window up so skew that you can't really close it again. Fan works, so that's fine. And then we've actually plumbed in a factory aircon as well. We just need to do, so we've plumbed it in, tested it, gassed it, just hardwired it so we can check that everything works, and then just disconnected it again just until we can get all the proper wiring for the aircon and stuff done. But all the lines are there, everything's there. So in theory, we have a working aircon, just needs the final wiring and stuff. But yeah, after the dyno tune, I was obviously quite happy that the car's running, and no issues that we've seen yet. I mean, it's a fresh bolt, and I'm stuck behind the truck. That's why I'm going 40 kilometers an hour at the moment. I'll give you a bit of a pull. There we go. Also, it's winter in Joburg, and it's supposed to be dry. We don't really get rain in winter in Johannesburg, but for some reason today it's also been raining a little bit, and there's some thick clouds out here, so the roads have a little bit of water on them, which is always fun when you're driving in a rear-wheel drive car with no traction control or any of that kind of stuff. Got brand new tires, at least brand new wheels thanks to A-Line. We can actually have traction control on the Fuel Tech, so use the wheel speed sensors to do traction control, but we haven't done that as yet. We just want to get the car running, get some actual seat time in the car, check if everything's fine, see for like small little niggles and issues. But all accounts, we, like I said, have a running car. I've been driving quite a bit in it, everything seems fine. I fetched it from Jono all the way in Boksburg. I'm in Randpark Ridge, so it's about 60 k's away. Sorry, just had to do a big pull. And it does sound good. I do think it sounds quite good. But yeah, it's fun so far. So yeah, we've had no real issues. One thing we have noticed is there's a slight vibration probably on the prop shaft, on the new prop shaft that we had made. So it needs to go back for that, which we'll see if we do it, because we've also got something else in the pipeline. I managed to get from a good friend of mine, Zaf. They own a BMW scrapyard. Well, not just BMW, but they do a lot of BMW parts. And he actually organized from a F20 135 full clutch, gearbox, flywheel, drive shafts, prop shaft, all of that stuff, like basically the full Monty. And we're probably going to be swapping that into here as soon as we get time, because the box that is in here that we got at the previous build that we obviously carried on with, the other guy started, it is a BM box as well, 6-speed box. It's not a great box, and then the main thing of it is the clutch that's in here is a button clutch, pretty much a copper clutch, and it's unsprung as well. So taking off from a standing start is very crappy. It's like you look like you can't drive, and it sounds terrible. And also, yeah, it's not the greatest to just drive in the shift, and it can't handle the most power. So for now it's fine, because we're still on no boost, we're not running big power. But once we get to the next step and we turn on the power and stuff, we'll definitely be changing the gearbox, all the drivetrain kind of stuff. I mean, the dream one there would be to go DCT or H8P, but that's a story for another lifetime and another time. I've been driving the car, hot days, cold days, because like I said, it is winter in Joburg, but sometimes our winters get nice and warm in the day, so you still get quite decent, like high ambience, that allows me to kind of just test temps and that kind of stuff. Surprisingly, one thing I thought was going to drive very bad is the car came with a set of FK coilovers, and they're known to be, they're good budget coilovers if you want to get lower, but they're not great and they're very bouncy and stiff and stuff. But actually, it hasn't really been bad at all. Maybe the 17s the car had on before would have been even softer because it was a thicker profile tire. Now I've obviously got 18s on, a little bit thinner profile, but Joburg roads aren't the greatest. They're very bumpy, lots of potholes, and it's actually not bad at all. I'm really surprised, but they're not going to stay in. Himal from Rossby Imports is organized a set of Gecko coilovers, which are really nice. To give you an idea how good these coilovers are, Himal's got them in his 800 horsepower R34 Skyline. They races at the hill climb with sequential gearbox, all that kind of stuff. So that's like a really fast car doing the hill climb, which is quite an intense event. And he trusted there, and I've seen the car perform there. So if it's good enough for the hill climb and a big horsepower car like that, it'll definitely be good enough for this thing. I mean, with the equal length manifold that Jono did and the screamer pipe, which you can definitely hear when you're pulling, the car really sounds good. The exhaust is still the exhaust that the car came with, the previous build, and that exhaust is terrible. It's literally just they took a piece of straight pipe and just put it from the front to the back. Can't even call it an exhaust. I know a few very good exhaust guys, so we'll see who we chat to and who can do the best solution. And then other than that, yeah, there's obviously interior, as you might have noticed from the beginning. We took the interior out of the 318 IS because it was a bit of a better interior, and we put that all in the car. We took the steering wheel, we took the gear shifter, and then door panels we actually painted. Carpets we dyed, as you would have seen. So there's a lot of stuff we just kind of redid, the roof liner. And one thing you would have also noticed, we didn't really talk about it much, but you'll see the car looks like a mismatched Smarty because we took all the nice motorsport kind of panels and stuff, like the boot spoiler, the bumpers, the doors and stuff, which were nicer and had the nicer beadings on. Took from the 318 IS, put it onto the 316 chassis. So we kind of mixed and matched it. I've sold that chassis, and yeah, I just kind of mix and match it. Initially, I didn't think I would even paint the car because I want to wrap the car in a motorsport livery. So I was like, what's the point of painting it, if we're going to be wrapping it? But then, spoke to some guys, and they're like, even if you wrap it, you're going to have to sand the body down a little bit because the paint's not great in some places, and flatten it. And then the other thing is, then you're always going to have to do a full wrap, where if you painted a certain color, then you can just do stickers and stuff. You don't always have to do a full wrap, if you want to change every now and then. So then I spoke to Selwyn from Bodyline, and he said, why don't we just paint it and paint it white? Because then so many liveries and so many wraps have white as a base. So then at least, you've always got a good base. The car's going to look good even when it's not in a livery yet. And then at least you also know, all the paint's good. So, certain places where there might be like a little bit of surface rust or something like that is all sorted. Then at least the car looks the part. I mean, the amount of people that I've shown the car to and I've seen the car and the build are like, leave it like it is, like it's a proper sleeper now, and it is cool. But I prefer things to look nice. You've spent the amount of effort and stuff you spend on the engine bay and on the engine. I do think it's nice to kind of just have the outside of the car look the same. And then after that, we'll obviously look at a livery. Got some ideas in mind. I kind of know what I want to do already, but I won't tell you guys about that yet. So today is probably the last time I'm going to be driving the car for a while, because tomorrow it's getting dropped off at Bodyline for paint, and yeah, I'm really excited about that. So I hope you can actually hear what the car sounds like. I mean, it's always difficult to record car sound properly. Obviously, a lot of times when I do shoot, I've got my mate Michael that amazing sound recorders that does all the audio and stuff like that, puts mics in the engine bay and all that kind of stuff by the exhaust. I don't have any of that equipment with me today, so I'm just using my DJI Actions today. And then I've also put one of the DJI mic units inside the engine bay. I'm hoping it's still there.